So, hi everyone. This is Country Music News International. My name's Nigel Sharpe, and today my guest is Tyler Tymes. And Tyler, how are you doing? How are you?
I just wanted to say, Nigel, super excited to be here and just wanted to say hello to all of my fans internationally.
Okay, first question is, where are you?
I am in Nashville, Tennessee currently right
Okay.
now.
What was it? I mean, in terms of your sort of musical journey, what was it that brought you to Nashville as opposed
Um,
to anywhere else?
I just knew that if I wanted to have a career in music, that I was going to have to go to a bigger market. And the only options I saw were Nashville, New York, or Los Angeles. And Nashville being smaller and closer to home, I thought it'd be easier to meet people. And so I just came here with basically absolutely nothing and started just meeting people and eventually kind of worked my way into the industry.
Now, I was watching a little kind of video of you just talking about yourself on your website, and you're driving. I don't know what it was, but you're in a vehicle driving around. You got your hands on the steering wheel, and on the inside of your left arm, there is a tattoo in German. What
Yes, there
does
is.
that say?
It says bleep stark, which just means stay strong.
Yeah, it does.
And my father's side of the family is pretty much all German. So
Okay, yeah. So I was just testing you on your German there. Let's talk about you and your music. I was listening to a couple of videos, and it really kind of struck me that that the overall sound was quite different, and it wasn't really quite what I expected. How would you describe your music?
it's really, I would say, Southern American music. It's not really like all the way like true country, but it really kind of just encompasses everything, going back from the blues and even like, Elvis. And this is like, a slow down, almost could it be like a Motown, like R&B feel, a little bit slower. And then as far as the sounds like sonically, I don't know if you know the band Kings of Leon, but that's a
I
reference
do.
we kind of leaned on pretty heavily. So I mean, style like the music is country, but some of the sounds are a little bit more aggressive.
And it seemed that you like a kind of, like a strong, almost like a wash of sound, behind the vocals.
Yeah,
And that I
yeah,
found really interesting. I like I like these kind of powerful sounds, to me personally. Yeah.
yeah. That's my favorite way to play music and produce music. And I just tend to not like it when it's all the way really stripped down. I like when there's a loud band behind you, and I feel like live, especially, it comes across just with more energy than just sitting there on a piano, kind of a quiet song. So
So when you're actually writing, do you have a kind of favorite process, a particular way of doing things, or do you just wait for inspiration to strike?
it's honestly always different. But what I've found is seemingly the best songs that I write, the ones that tend to resonate with people, they tend to happen very quickly. And a
Uh-huh.
lot of times it'll be like it just usually starts with a hook, which is kind of in my head. And if it's in my head, or if I, sit on the piano or the guitar and I remember, if I remember this little bit, 3 weeks later, then I, tend to think that it's memorable and kind of build from there. But to answer your question, it's always different. And sometimes I'll purposely go on like a use different strategies to come up with different styles, just so it's not totally one dimensional.
And when you're writing, do you sort of automatically grab an instrument? I mean, do you go to the guitar, or I don't know what you
Yeah,
play?
usually that's my process. Very few songs have I written the words and then like added music to it. Normally, what I'll do, I'll just sit down, and if I come up with something catchy, it's usually just this babble. I just call it like singer-songwriter language, and it might not even be any words that make sense. And then kind of go back and plug the words in and round it out to a well-crafted song.
Does it take you some kind of time to get these songs together? I mean, for me, it's a struggle. I can tell you, to
Yeah,
complete something. I can start something, but finishing it is not so easy. How's it for you?
yeah, it's definitely that. And I mean, some songs have I've been working on for 5, 6 years, and just the last couple lines or something, it just seems like it's missing something. And well, other times, like sometimes I sit down and it's just like magic happens. The song just is really organic and just seems to flow. But most of the time that it's a struggle. And I find that a lot of writers will kind of like throw the song away or just, call it a song and leave it. But I kind of see that as a waste, like keep working on it until you can get it to a point where you want to record it.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you actually collaborate with other people ever?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. And lately it's been, on Skype, and yeah, I go on these little, I call them songwriting binges, for where I'll set up appointments with other writers in town, and maybe, for like a 3 week span, write 2 or 3 songs a day. And that's another good way to finish songs, because sometimes somebody else will have a half finished song, or like top line writing. If I have like a really good hook, but I just can't, come up with the words, then maybe I'll try and find somebody that's really good with words, the lyrics.
So how do you do that actually? How do you find these people? I mean, that's something that, I really miss and don't really have access to. It's a quite frustrating thing.
Yeah, honestly, my manager, I started working with him. His name is Clay Myers, 2 years ago. And he started just setting me up with writing appointments with different writers. And I pretty much just did that for a whole summer. And then now, just through the grapevine, I have, I guess you could say, tentacles in the songwriting circles where I can just email somebody. And around here, it's Music City. People love to write music. So it's one of the most beautiful things about this city is that it's never a struggle. I mean, everybody seemingly plays the guitar. So
yeah, lucky you. That's what I say. Now, as I understand it, the latest release is Somebody's Loving You Right.
Somebody's Loving You Right. The song came out on the 2nd, but we have a actual stylized official music video, which is coming out the 20th. And so that will be the next step, which is like a nod to Robert Palmer's Simply Irresistible, kind of leaned on that reference, a very flashy, eccentric, dreamscapey type of video. And that'll be the first of 3 singles that will be coming here soon. So.
Okay, and are these singles then part of an album or an EP?
They're eventually probably going to be part of an album. We're releasing them as singles right now. And I think that'll give me like 8 songs. So another 3 or 4 in the studio would kind of round out that record.
Yeah, staying with 2021, do you have any other sort of plans for let's say, for the future? Anything else coming up?
Yeah,
look forward to?
We're going to get back in the studio this summer, hopefully sooner than later. And that's super exciting to get back, with a full band again and work on a record. So that'll be the next step. And in the process, in the meantime, trying to go through my catalog here and figure out which songs that we actually all decide we'd like to cut. So.
Okay. Do you actually have a regular band, or are these guys that you kind of work with when you need them?
No, I have a regular band, at least here in Nashville. I mean, sometimes if somebody's on tour or something, somebody else would have to fill in if they're with another band, but for the most part, it's the same band.
Okay. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got to say, I've got a couple of silly questions here. Okay. So first off, where do you get your hats? I like your hats.
I get them all over the place. I have a borderline hat hoarding problem, maybe.
Okay.
But there's a shop on 8th Avenue in Nashville, and it's called Hat Works. And they have all kinds of custom hats, and then Stetsons and classic styles. I mean, pretty much any type of hat that you want to find. So that's where I go. And if I'm traveling, if there's a hat store and I walk by it, I'm probably going to go in.
Okay.
And if that happens, I'm probably going to come out with a bag
full of them. Yeah, I can see I'm going to have to come to Nashville.
Oh, you would like it. I can already tell.
Check it out.
Yeah.
My problem is guitars. Most of them are hidden away in my studio.
Yeah. It's like, I know the more you get, the more you want. It kind of works that way, but there's plenty of guitars here for you.
Yeah. So how's your guitar playing going?
My guitar playing is going, I mean, I hope I am constantly, getting better. But I do find it to be a a difficult instrument. And a lot of times, since the piano is linear, I'll kind of write there and start there and then go find it on a guitar, or maybe go back and, find an open tuning to put the guitar in to give it a little different style. Because I'm always striving to do something different. I might write a simple song that's, a 1-4-5, and then I'll go back and try and mess with the tuning or do something to try and make it sound unique. So,
yeah. So I'm going to bring this to a close. Otherwise, I'm going to have a terrible job editing this down to the required 10 minutes, as my boss always tells me. It's such a joy to talk to other musicians and see what people are doing. And it's very, as I say, it's very interesting listening to your music, watching the videos and hearing this sound and thinking, now that is different, and
thank you. I appreciate that.
Cool.
That means a lot.
And I like that. Yeah. So I hope you can get over here at some time or other.
Oh yeah, that would be absolutely wonderful. And I guess before we go here, I just wanted to say thank you to all of my international fans, because they have really been there since day one. So I just want to say thank you for the continued support.
So everyone, this is Country Music News International. I've been talking to Tyler Tymes way over there in Nashville. So Tyler, I'm going to say you take care. Thanks very much indeed for taking the time for doing the interview again. I know I've said thank you once, but it's always worthwhile saying it again.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thanks again for having me. Appreciate
it. We really do appreciate it. Seriously.
Likewise.
So I'll say goodbye. And if Rebecca's still around there, around the corner, there she is.
Be well. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
So
sure.
You take care of yourselves, and I'll say goodbye.
Yep.
Thanks so much, Nigel. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.